Taxes are going to be weird this year, especially if you're low income. You may need to file even if you usually don't, and if you're used to big refunds, you may not get them. I'm Nicole from Low Income Relief, where we help millions of people save money and get free stuff. First, you may need to file to claim your recovery rebate credit. If you didn't receive the full amount of the $1,400 stimulus payment in 2021, then you may need to file your taxes in order to receive it. And this is true even for people who don't usually file their taxes. Second, the average return is lower than usual this year. If you're used to huge tax refunds, you may need to temper your expectations a bit. The average tax refund this year so far is $2,201, which is lower than the usual average of $2,880. If you rely on any of the child tax credit, it may be an even steeper drop because part of those credits were issued as an advance at the end of last year. Third, you can file for free, but not with H&R Block or TurboTax. The federal IRS Free File program helps low-income taxpayers file their taxes for free. If your income is $73,000 or less, then you can use this program to file electronically. Two of the most popular options, H&R Block and TurboTax, have removed themselves from the program this year. So if you usually use those, you'll have to choose from the list of 8 programs that are currently listed in the IRS Free File online tool. These are fileyourtaxes.com, IRS Free File Program by TaxAct, OLT Online Taxes, Free File by Easy Tax Return, Free 1040taxreturn.com, 1040 Now Online Tax Preparation, TaxSlayer, and Free Tax USA. Fourth, you can get in-person help if you prefer it. Doing your taxes online can be confusing. If you prefer in-person assistance, you may be able to get free tax assistance from the AARP Foundation's Tax Aid service if you're over 50 and low income. If you aren't over 50 but you are low income, you can always try a low-income tax clinic or volunteer income tax assistance VITA program in your area. You can usually find these by calling 211. Fifth, you have a little longer to file this year. The deadline is April 18th instead of April 15th because of the Emancipation Day holiday. You may have even longer depending on which state you live in. Taxpayers in Maine and Massachusetts have until April 19th due to the Patriot Day holiday in those states. Victims of the tornadoes in Illinois, Tennessee, and Kentucky have until May 16th. Sixth, you should receive your refund quickly unless you have kids. Most taxpayers will get their refund within 21 days if they file online and use direct deposit. However, if you claim the Earned Income Tax Credit or the Additional Child Tax Credit, you may experience a delay. That's because the law states that the IRS cannot begin issuing refunds before mid-February for anyone who claims those credits. This is supposed to give the agency additional time to weed out fraud. Due to holidays and other processing times, the IRS has advised taxpayers that they will begin receiving their refunds in early March if they claim those credits. Seventh, if you are getting money back on your taxes, it's a great time to build credit with Sesame Cash and get your tax refund up to 2 days earlier than big banks. Sesame Cash is an incredible credit building program offered by Credit Sesame, who also happens to be the sponsor of this video. But seriously, guys, I'm really excited about this because I've been looking for ways to improve our credit so that hopefully we can buy a house at some point. It seemed impossible because I hate opening new accounts. It usually requires a credit pull, which can damage your score. And then when you open the new account, there's always a ton of fees and interest rates and other costly expenses. And I didn't want to deal with all that. I just wanted to improve my score. So when I found out about Sesame Cash, I was really excited. There are no fees, no credit checks, nothing like that. You actually build your credit history with just a debit card, using money you already have and things you already pay for like Netflix or rent or groceries. It doesn't hurt your score, it doesn't have any extra costs or fees, and the process is actually really simple. You open an account, move some money into it, and spend money on your debit card like you normally would. I was able to sign up, fund my account, and order my card in just a few minutes. It was really easy. Credit Sesame does all the hard work behind the scenes. They automatically select a handful of your transactions to create a small utilization balance on a secured card, and then use the money in your account to pay off that card through an auto pay. You don't have to worry about it, but your positive payment history gets reported to all 3 credit bureaus: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. It couldn't be easier. And this is great because a good credit score can make a huge difference in your life, even if you aren't trying to buy a house or a car or borrow money in a loan. Credit scores are used by landlords, employers, and even insurance companies. So a bad score or no score at all can cause you a lot of frustration and headache and extra expenses. But that's not even all Sesame Cash can do. With this bank account, you can also get paid up to 2 days early. You don't have any bank fees. You'll have access to exclusive cashback offers and even mobile device protection. They have some really incredible features for a bank account, even aside from the credit building tools. And on top of all that, they'll even pay you to improve your credit score. During the first 30 days, you can get $10 for each 10-point increase that you gain, up to $100. If that sounds daunting, don't worry. Statistically, about 27% of new Credit Sesame users improve their score by at least 10 points in the first 30 days. For all the details, you'll need to see the full terms and conditions. So be sure to sign up for a free Credit Sesame account today using the link in the description below. And don't forget that you can use that tax refund money to start your account. I hope this video has been helpful to you. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more ways to save money and get free stuff.